And we are live. Hi, everybody. Okay, everybody, I am sick, but I'm here. So deal with my sniffles, my voice, and possible coughing. But we're here with Melissa, back from Burnout, and I adore her. She's from Australia. Melissa, where exactly in Australia are you?
I am from Canberra, which is the capital, which is ACT. So, yeah, we're kind of the forgotten capital, I think, down in Canberra. Everyone thinks Sydney or Melbourne or Brisbane are the capital, but no, we're here down in Canberra.
Yeah, okay. Excellent. Well, we got people popping in. Yes. It's weird. It shows 0 on my screen, but there's people here. I see you. So we'll say hi to Jazz and Georgina and Andrew. Good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. I haven't seen them in a while. And Christy and Eric, Jennifer, Stu, Michelle, hi. And we have Chris, Shernock's Connection, and Tommy. Did I miss Alexis, Valamilk, Jennifer? Thanks. Haza here. There's Braun. All right, we've got some Aussies coming in here, so that's great. Anyway, we're just going to have a chat with Mel, Melissa. I don't know, which do you go by Mel mostly, but I see Melissa on all your social media. So
yeah, I think I get a bit of both. It depends who's like. I think a lot of my family call me Melissa or Lissy, and then Mel didn't kind of come about until I was about 15, working at McDonald's.
Oh, McDonald's.
Yeah, and the boys out the back used to call me Mel, which annoyed me because I didn't like the name Mel then. My mum had been dating a guy called Mel, so to me, Mel was like this man's name, and nobody had ever called me Mel. So, but yeah, they just kept doing it then because they knew it annoyed me or whatever, and Mel just ended up sticking, and from then I just became Mel.
Oh.
So yeah, I go by whatever you want to call me.
I know. It's like just you'll answer to anything. That's good. Well, okay, so you I don't know. I think I found you through Tommy and Rod and everybody. I don't know, maybe 4 months ago or so?
Yeah, probably. I think you guys, Tommy had about 300 subs when I kind of found him.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And I don't know who that was. I don't know who that was by. Maybe Rod.
I'm sure it was through Rod. Yeah. And I'm sorry, I'm not keeping up with the chat very well. I'll get to the chat in a minute. But you have a channel called Back from Burnout, and hopefully somebody will be linking your channel in here, and we can get you some more subs. I think you're at, I forgot to look, under 400, I think, right?
So probably only about 330. I don't know. I haven't looked for a while.
Yeah.
Low 300s, I think.
Well, you're so natural behind the camera. It was really cute. I remember seeing your first video, and the first one's always, I don't know, nerve-wracking, to say the least.
Yeah. Make sure to go back and delete it.
I know, right? But it's good to keep it there just so you can go back and kind of look at how far you've come, right? And you change and you get more comfortable, and then you're capable of coming on here sick like I am, and it's fine. But you kind of have a variety of things on your channel, so it kind of interests me. And I was wondering, do you plan to keep it, well, let's just say what you've got. You kind of have reselling, which mostly clothing, and I know you do a lot of books.
Yep.
But you also have health and wellness and food and diet and just kind of a lot of things. What's your goal with all of that? Where do you want to take that?
Oh, like I think when I first started my Instagram page, which was, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, and I called it Back from Burnout because I felt like I had burnt out and I crashed, and I kind of started that page as more like to motivate myself with food and just kind of get me eating clean again. And so then I guess when I did the YouTube, I was like, well, I'll just kind of keep that same theme going. But the more I've done full-time reselling, my Instagram page has probably become a lot more about reselling than everything else. So now I don't know, I need to work it out. I think I jumped into YouTube once I got to about 1,000 followers on Instagram and thought, okay, well, maybe now is the right time. And I don't know if I really had a plan for it when I started, but I think I've got to have a plan for it now moving forward.
I think that's kind of how a lot of us start. I mean, I know I did. I just go, I'm going to do something. It'll have reselling in it somewhere. And you figure it out as you go, like we do most things in life, I think. But you already had an Instagram built up then, I guess. Was it built up at that point? Okay.
Well, I'd hit 1,000, so it's only got about 1,400 now. So it's not huge, but it's,
okay.
You know, it doesn't really have, when I started that page, I blocked every single person that I possibly knew. So I built that page up without anybody knowing. Like there wasn't like a couple hundred people following me that were people that knew me. Like it was all just from scratch. Nobody knew me. And I'm still a bit, even on my like private Facebook page, I don't really share anything about my reselling. Most people don't know I do it. Most people don't.
Wait. Like your friends and family?
Oh, my family, my immediate family, they know. But some of my like cousins and stuff, like they only know a little bit. They don't know I've got YouTube. They don't know that I've got that Instagram page.
Okay. But they know you resell for a living.
Some of them do.
Because you are full-time, right? I mean, yeah.
Some people know that I'm reselling, and now I'm telling more people if they ask what I'm up to now. I'll say I'm reselling, but I still don't say I've got YouTube and I've got an Instagram, and I'm still a little bit enjoying having that.
Why is that though? Like, is it a nerve-wracking thing, or is it? I don't know.
I think it is a nerve-wracking thing. I think it's fear of being judged by people I know, and I think I've been judged a lot over the years with some family, with my husband's side of the family, and I've kind of, I've had a lot of judgment, and over the years I used to get anonymous hate mail sent to me, and I don't know, it's just kind of kept me a little bit guarded, I think. So I
can understand that. Oh God, hate mail for. Like, really?
Like bad hate mail, like really, like typed, anonymous.
Whoa.
Nasty hate mail. And my sister-in-law, who lives in Queensland, she's, for the last year or 18 months, she's been receiving the same hate mail. So, typed, anonymous, and she's still getting them now. It's like it's moved from me to her. So.
Well, we love you.
Thank you. So, I think I just was a little bit guarded, and I just wanted to, I don't know, just have this kind of an anonymous. Yeah. It was quite a big step for me once I went to about that 1,000, and then decided once I go to YouTube, then I'm going to lose that being anonymous, and, I have to put my face out there. And so that was quite a big step for me. So.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm like speechless. That's insane. I'm going to send you a love letter just to make you feel better. Everyone, send nice letters to Mel. She deserves it.
Yeah, they were nasty. They were a while back now, but they were nasty, and they messed my head a bit. And
right.
Yeah.
Well, like, did you ever thrift for clothes? I was thinking about this today with myself. I never thrifted for clothing for myself until I became a reseller. Did you?
No, never. I barely stepped into a thrift shop. I kind of used to think that they were gross and dirty and smelly, and
they kind of are. Okay, let's be honest.
But they're much better than what they used to be, I think. And I'd not, and I still don't actually wear that many thrifted clothes myself, because I'm actually quite minimal in the way that I'm just a real jeans and t-shirt kind of girl, and I'm a bit fussy with my jeans, so I tend to, just buy nice jeans. And I have found some music tees and stuff in the thrift shops that I'm happily to wear, but most of the time you know, I don't shop a lot for myself. I'm not a shopper. I actually don't like shopping for myself.
Okay, I'm the same way at this point in my life. I mean, I think you go through several phases of your life. I'm like not the shopper right now.
Everything I put on, I just don't like. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
What I like, I feel like I can't wear anymore.
I know. But the good thing about that is you can list it and sell it. You've got 4 kids, so I'm sure you list a lot of your personal family items to sell when they grow out of things. Right.
Like, I think the boys, they've been in the same sizes now for quite a while, and by the time it's worn out, it's worn out. So well, they sell it. And my daughter, she tends to go through lots of cheaper clothes, so she buys lots, but it's not quality to.
Oh, so she just wants to be seen in something different all the time, probably.
Yeah. So I feel the best about it. So, you know.
Yeah. Is her volume cutting out for anyone else, or is it just me? Let me check. If anyone in the chat could let us know.
Is it cutting out?
Oh, you spent 10 minutes explaining jeans to Andrew. I respect you for that. Sweet Andrew. Well, okay, so your kids are pretty, your youngest is fairly young, right? 10. Okay. And then your oldest is 18, is that right? Okay.
Yep.
So you're busy, you're very busy, but you get to work at home. So I'm assuming this is a big help for you and your family. But what did you do before reselling? Do you mind talking about that?
Yeah, no. So I've been a stay-at-home mum basically since my daughter was born. So 19 years this December I've been at home, and I've always just kind of done my own businesses. So I think like when I felt pregnant, I was only pretty young and I wasn't really intending to have babies at that time, but I knew that I always wanted to be at home with them. That was something that was how I envisaged my life. I'd have babies and stay at home with them. So we did that, but then I guess number 2 came along also unplanned and quickly, and then number 3. So we had 3 kids under 4, so it just pretty much made it too hard to go back to work anyway, even if I'd wanted to. And before I had the kids, I was managing at McDonald's, so it wasn't like I was in some UB job. Like I'd worked at McDonald's for 10 years, so, and I'd been managing there for 6. So I think I didn't want to go back to Macca's. So when my daughter was little, I'm
sorry, Zahir says unplanned kids are the only way to have kids. I agree.
3 out of 4.
You're never ready. You're never ready.
So I started, I think because like I'd only been with my husband for 6 weeks when I feel pregnant.
Oh,
yeah. So like it was really odd, and he was still in apprenticeship, and we didn't really have any money, and I was Macca's.
Okay, hold on. Let's back up. You were with him, or you were married to him for 6 weeks?
With him for 6
weeks. Wow. Okay. Wow, this is quite a testament to your commitment level. I mean, amazing. Okay.
Yeah, so we were, and you know, 6 weeks, we were really just out drinking all the time. So that's probably what got me babies. But I think because we didn't, even when I had her, I still felt like we were still getting to know each other. So it was really strange to move to not having any income and having to rely on someone that I was still almost getting to know, I guess.
Right.
So, yeah, so I wanted to have my own business. So a friend of mine was selling a little baby hire business that she just ran from her garage. And so I can't remember, it was maybe about $8,000, and I bought that off her. And I basically used to hire out baby prams and baby capsules for the car and high chairs. And it was a franchise. It was called Hire for Baby.
Yeah.
And, I just did it from the garage. And so I did that for a couple of years, and then I kind of got sick of cleaning baby vomit from car capsules and cleaning pram wheels and all those kind of things. So what did I do then? I started I think my youngest brother, I must have done it a bit longer because the youngest one, the oldest child was getting, I don't know, maybe about 4, and I used to really enjoy doing all the big birthday parties for it,
Mm-hmm.
the kids. So I was kind of always being a bit creative like that. So I used to go over the top with the birthday parties. And so in the end, I decided to open up a online party shop. So I used to import all the party supplies from America and ship them in.
Oh,
and
wow. That's expensive. And you can still make money, but people will spend a lot on their kids' birthday parties. We've all done it, I'm sure.
yeah, because they were much more, they were specialty themes that you just couldn't get here. So yeah, I did the online party shop for quite a few years, maybe about 6. And yeah, I learned a lot. I think I learned a lot from that party shop because did everything myself. I built the website.
Oh.
And I used to import all the stock, and I had to find suppliers and to post every day. And, you know, I definitely learned a lot from that business, but it didn't make me money. I was constantly trying to pretty much be the lowest because all the dollar shops were popping up and they were having party supplies. So it was getting harder and harder to compete with those prices. So
right. Well, and it seems like you would have to just keep reinvesting that kind of money, especially when you're shipping it in.
And it would become really hard, like if I would sell out of all the plates, but then I'd be left with all the cups and stuff. But it would take 3 months to get more stock from America because they'd ship them all over. And yes, it got kind of
those first businesses like that teach you so much. You know, my first business made no money either, but dang, if you don't learn. I mean, it's an expensive lesson, but it's well worth it.
Yeah, heaps. I think once I'd kind of got a bit over that, my husband was like, you know, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I should have done photography because I used to love kid photos. And so then he said, well, go learn it. And I said, well, I don't have all the, you know, fancy cameras and everything. And he said, okay. So we went out and he bought it for me. He said, what do you want? So he bought me a camera and a couple of lenses, and I just self-taught myself photography off
Did you do like portraits or of people or so not really landscape or anything like that, right?
Sometimes I would do landscape just for myself, but more it was families and kids.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense because on your Facebook your YouTube channel page, you've got a really beautiful photograph or 3 lined up of you. So I'm assuming you took the time to do the setup, the lighting. Oh, it's natural lighting, really. But I mean, that's something
else. Yeah, they were taken by a friend of mine who's a photographer.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. But
I feel like you missed photography because I hear you talk about it quite a bit. I feel like you might still have a passion there. Do you?
A little bit, and I'm hesitant to take down I've still got my photography website up there, and I'm really hesitant to take it down because it's got all my favorite photos on it. And when I open up the website and I look at it, I go, oh, can I just walk away from everything that I learned and that whole business I built? But at the same time, I don't want to do it anymore either, and it's just a waste of money having it all up there, really.
Yeah.
But it's I think the thing that I like about the YouTube is I feel it's going to give me that creative side that I got from the photography and that, because YouTube, I mean, eBay, you're still taking the photos, but it's very monotonous.
It's not creative really at all. It's necessary, but it's not creative. I get that.
Snap. So, yeah, I think the photography business gave me a lot of anxiety, and there was a lot of stresses to it. So I don't have that stress anymore with YouTube. So I'm glad to be done with it from that side. But I do feel
as a busy mother, there's a lot of photography is a scheduled position too, very scheduled. And as a stay-at-home mom, it's hard to do anything scheduled other than your family that you got to schedule.
Yeah. I think the thing I've loved the most about reselling is I don't have a diary anymore. Like I literally don't keep a diary because it used to just be full of portrait sessions and this and that. And now I literally just work a few days ahead, and there's no diary, and it makes me feel so much less anxious, because when I used to look at that diary and every single day had something written in it, it would make me feel sick.
Yeah. I got it. Yeah, I don't do well with schedules at all anymore, but I was a stay-at-home mom for 14 years too. If I would have known about reselling at that point, I think it would have been amazing, because it was too hard to figure out what would fit into the schedule of that, of, you know, mothering, which is what I'm like you. That's all I wanted to do from the time I was young, raise my family and do it by myself, you know, me actually do it hands-on. So, and it's not for everybody. So I think it's a special thing to be a stay-at-home mom. And I don't know, I just wish I would have known about it, but maybe it wouldn't have worked out for me back then.
Yeah, maybe it's just sometimes it's the right, comes along at the right time. And I think I've learned heaps from all those other businesses, and I've got that business savvy mindset, I guess, and I'm not afraid to learn new things, and I'm not afraid to hustle.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're not afraid at all, actually, because how many listings do you have now?
I've probably got about 2,000 between the 3 stores.
Ouch.
There's about 1,400 in my main store, and then the other stores have got a few hundred each.
How many of those are clothing compared to books?
On the main store, most of them would be clothing, because I try and keep the books all in the second store now. So there is still some books on the main store, but most of them are in the second store. Yeah.
Wow. It really, like, I have a lot of admiration for you, but it also creates a lot of anxiety in me thinking of that amount of stock. But you burn it through very quickly. Also, I see your packages on Instagram, and on Instagram, you're back from burnout, I think, right? Just no underscores or anything like that. So follow her on Instagram too. She makes a lot of great posts and stories, but the amount of packages you're sending out is pretty great. What do you think your average sales price is on your clothing?
I think it's probably, like, I'm on the lower end of clothing. I'd be between that $20 and $40 clothing. I don't really, I tend to do more of the bread and butter stuff than designer or vintage or specialty or anything. I just don't find enough of it here.
Okay.
I get a little bit of it, but you know, you won't find much in my store over $80, you know, and that would be high in my store. Like, there's not many high-end items in my store. Most of them are cheaper, and I'm just happy to get, because that's what I can buy. That's what's available for me. So I think you have to buy what's available to you.
Yeah.
Work a business. If you want to do it as a full-time business, you have to work around what you can get. So if I can't get a heap of $50 items all the time, I'm better off to buy, you know, heaps of items that are going to make me half that.
Yeah.
And sell them fast.
There's a lot of sellers here in the U.S. that do it that way also. There's just so many options in a business model that it's great. But like, I'm sure if you could find all the designer items, your business model would look different, I'm sure, right?
And I buy the high, like, I'm not scared to pay up for bigger brands or anything. It's not like I only want to go into the shop and buy $2 items. I will spend $20, $30, $40 on an item if it's there and I know I can make money. So I'm prepared to pay for the brands. I just don't find enough of them. So
right. Well, so, and sometimes it's scary to pay up unless you, I mean, when you comp it, you can do it with trust in yourself. But like, for example, when Rod, Pommy Picker, bought the R.M. Williams boots, he spent $80 on them.
Yep.
But he also sold them for what, $325, $350, you know, so that's great, but not everyone can do that. And not everyone can find that for sure. But
that's right. You just don't find those kind of items enough.
Where do you do most of your sourcing?
Definitely at the thrift shops. We've got the Salvos and the Vinnies.
Did you just call it a thrift shop?
Yeah, because that's what you guys all call it.
What do you normally call it?
I think now I do call it a thrift shop, but before that, I guess it would be an op shop. Yeah.
Okay, that's so funny. I mean, the more I get to know y'all in Australia and in the UK, I pick up words from you guys, and that's just funny because now I know y'all do that too.
The thing is, like, all the sellers here now, they all call it thrifting. We're going thrifting. We're going thrifting. I'd actually say we're going op shopping. Like, that sounds strange almost. So,
okay.
thrifting, I'm happy to take on that word.
Yeah. Very cool. I like it. Well, you're kind of a country type of girl too. I feel like you'd fit in my state, Texas, really well. Yeah.
I like country. Like, I'm not from the country. I did build a house at one stage that was a bit rural, but the drive in and out kind of was too much, so we came back into town. But yeah, definitely I like country music and country men and country look, and
yeah. I get that. Yeah, I kind of put my boots on for you today. So yeah. So what do you end up paying, like, on an average for a piece of clothing that you might sell for $30? Do you pay up for that, or do you get a good deal? Like,
most things I buy would be between $2 and $5. Okay. And some things I'll pay like $7, but I tend to be a bit careful. Like, I'll pay $7 if I know that it's gonna. If I'm really quite confident, I'll flip that fast or whatever. But I don't really want $7 held up in a $30 item.
Mm-hmm.
So if I think it will sell quickly and I know it's pretty much a guaranteed sale, I'll buy that.
Yeah.
But most of the time I look for things around that $2 to $5.
Is the $2 to $5 like a normal pricing strategy for your op shop, or is that something you go in looking for the color tag that's on sale? Or, I mean, what's your strategy when you walk in there?
So our salvos have, each week they have a color that's 50% off and one that's $2.
Mm-hmm.
So the salvos here are cheaper than the Vinnies. So I can get a lot of items from there. And then Vinnies have a half price color each week. Mm-hmm. So, you know, Vinnies do price their items higher, but like they might be $8 to $10. So then if I can get it half price, I'm still getting it around that, you know, $3 to $5 mark that I like.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you ever go to yard sales though, or do you even have them around you?
Where? Yard
sales or garage sales?
Not much. I don't. No, I did a little bit in the summer, but in the summer before Christmas. But
yeah,
they're not really. What's that? I don't know. I think it's because I mainly buy clothes. So when I go to those yard sales, I'm looking at all the junk, and I'm kind of like, I don't really know a lot what to buy. I'm still kind of experimenting with that, and I'm trying to do more of it, but yeah, I'm not great at that kind of weird stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you would do great at it, actually. I don't know. You find stuff very cheap that way. But you know, everybody kind of gets in their groove and does their own thing, and if it's working, it's working, and you just keep going with it.
Yeah.
And I noticed, since you have so many listings, I was looking at some of your pictures on Instagram, I think, or maybe it was a video I was watching, and you do a very simple hanger on a hook on a wall with natural lighting. Can you explain why, or how you came up with that process? Because you are a professional photographer that has the whole setup.
Well, I guess, like, in my photography business, I only ever used to shoot natural light. Mm-hmm. I never used any flashes, or, you know, that just wasn't my style. So I don't like using lights. So that's why I use natural light at home. And yeah, I just pretty much do the hanging front to back on the hook, and then I flat lay it down on the ground for the rest on a piece of white core flute. And I find that just works for me. It's quick and it's simple, and I don't want to fuss too much with the photos, because like with my photography business, like, I'm really pedantic about those photos being perfect, and I don't have time for it to be like that with eBay. Like, it just has to be quick, click, 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 done. You know, like, it doesn't really matter as long as it's clear. Right. The photo's clear and the colours right. I think that's all you need on eBay.
Yeah.
So
I've got like the mannequin systems. I've got really good mannequins and got the lighting set up, and it gets old. And I don't sell all clothing, and I haven't listed a lot of clothing in a while, but that might be part of the reason I kind of turned away from clothing, was because of the fussiness of it. To where most things don't need a mannequin. A lot of things I feel like do look better on a mannequin, but so much is fine on a hanger or a flat lay.
I've never used a mannequin, and I think that would annoy me trying to dress it, and it would be too time. I go really fast when I'm photographing. I have it all there ready to go, and I'm just bang.
How many listings do you get up a day? Approximately listings. How many do you put up a day on eBay?
I don't know. It kind of varies. It just depends how my day is. You know, some days I get none up, but you know, I'd like to try and get about 15 up a day.
Okay.
But
well, it seems like you must get more up than that, actually, because you have such a large inventory, and you send out so many every day. So how many years back are we going of reselling then? I mean, is this just stock that's been building up over years and years, or?
Oh, no. So when I went full-time in April, I'd been dabbling with eBay before that, but when I started eBay, I was doing RA, so I was selling shoes and stuff that were brand new, and that's how I started, and I wasn't doing any thrifting. And then I started going, okay, I'm using up a lot of money. My stock here isn't very much, but it's worth a lot of money because I'm buying all these brand new pairs of shoes.
Yeah.
Like Nikes and stuff. So I had like all my money was kind of tied up in this expensive stock. Probably a bit similar to how Tommy does it. And then I went to the thrift shops, and then I realized I could kind of get a few things from there. And at first I didn't like doing the clothes. So I was like, no, I don't like this. And so then I kind of went back to doing more shoes, and then I was picking up more shoes from the op shops. When I went full-time, or when I decided to go full-time, I guess in April this year, my 60-day total was about $3,000, if that. So it wasn't very much. I didn't have very much. I only had like about 200 items in my stock.
Yeah.
So it's all since April I've built that up. So there's definitely some weeks where I do heaps of listings.
Right.
But, you know, if I can aim for about 100 a week, that's good. But sometimes I do more. Sometimes I'll do like 160.
Do you feel like you could, you know, the typical 40-hour weekend, or do you think that you do more than that?
I think some days I do. I don't know. It's so hard to work it out because some days I do less and some days I do more. And probably when you even it out, I reckon I am doing at least the 40 hours, probably sometimes more.
Yeah.
But
you can spread it out amongst your other, you know, activities through the day. It doesn't quite feel like a 40-hour week, does it?
Because I don't really do anything in the morning, and I don't really do anything until I drop the kids at school. So I'm not really doing anything until like 9:30 to 2:30, I guess. And pick the kids up, but then I'm doing a few hours again in the afternoon. So, yeah.
I'm getting ready to push from very part-time back into a fuller time schedule this year. That's my goal. So it'll be interesting to see where I can fit it all in. I think late night is where it's going to be at.
Yeah. I think ideally next year I'd like to wake up a bit earlier and get some stuff done before I do the school run in the morning, because the kids, they're all big enough. They make their own lunches and they get themselves sorted. So I don't actually have to do any of that morning stuff with them except drive the young ones to school. So I think really I just need to wake up a bit earlier, and I'm sure I could get a couple of hours done of some listing or revising or selling similar, cancelling old orders and fixing them up. And if I could get a couple of hours done of that in the morning before I even go out thrifting or anything, I think that would help my business grow.
Yeah. So you are wanting to grow your business in inventory number, or just like financial growth?
Definitely. Okay. I think this year I really thought that I'd get to about 1,500, 1,600 items in the main store by the end of this year, and I didn't. Like, I'm still sitting around the 1,400. I kind of get it up to about 1,450, and then it just keeps dropping. I just have struggled to get it over that 1,400 mark.
Do you kind of obsess over that number? I mean, I don't feel like your inventory number is that important. Tommy and I talk about that quite often, actually. I don't know. I don't think you need, well, maybe you need it because you find the mall brands more so. Maybe that makes more sense for you. I don't know.
I think in Aussie we have bigger stores because we don't have as many platforms.
Right.
So, we don't have Poshmark and Mercari and Amazon. Like, we've got Amazon, but we don't. And, so we kind of really rely on eBay, which sucks. Yeah. But, it's a bit tricky. I feel like we almost have to have bigger numbers to be able to get that full-time income.
Okay.
Yeah. So I definitely want to grow, but it's going to be a matter of how I can scale up time-wise, because the time is my biggest issue. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Well, your youngest is going to need less from you too.
Yeah.
As the years go. So you'll gather more time most likely to put into that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because like my youngest is 18. He needs nothing from me. You'll get there, Mel. I swear. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so missing the chat, you guys. I'm sorry. It's scrolling by.
Well, it's really blurry on my screen. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know. I'm all like cold medicined up, so I can't read it. I'm not going to try. I just love that y'all are here. No, so I do want to know more though, like why the reselling over anything else? Like, I mean, I guess we kind of hit on that, but I don't know. Do you ever like question if it's the right thing for you, or are you full on like, this is it, I'm going to just go with this and it's going to be what I do probably forever?
I think I'm definitely at the moment just like, this is what I'm going to do and I'm going to make it work.
Okay.
My husband would probably like me to quit.
Oh, okay. Tell more.
He doesn't really get it, I don't think. He would like me to go get a normal job. Like, over the years, like, he's been really supportive of everything I've ever wanted to do, and he's supported that I've been at home. But I think he's a bit over us continually living week to week kind of, and we have had to live week to week for a long time. Well, we didn't have much before we got together,
Right. No.
It's 4 kids and we put them all through private school, so it's all been expensive, and we've kind of just gone week to week, and we're still going week to week, and we still seem to be forever paying off overdue school fees. And
I think that's life, though. I really do. I mean, I live week to week. I think most people do, and I feel lucky to live week to week. Honestly, some weeks I'm like, okay, we made it. Woof. I mean, it's okay.
I think we would like, because he's a subcontractor as well, so he's a tradesman, so his pay isn't regular each week. My pay's never been regular. So we've never had any kind of regular money. And whenever there's holidays, we don't get paid and we don't get sick leave and all that kind of stuff. But I guess that's why I like working for myself, because if I need to have a sick day, then I can. Or
right. Well, and the reason I kind of asked that is because you're really good at, like, the health side of life, the meal prep, I don't know, you just make it look easy and fun and exciting. So I don't know, I was just kind of wondering if you ever wanted to venture more into that kind of thing instead.
I think I would have been studying some nutrition and learning about it, and but it's not something I can see myself doing now.
Not as a business or anything, just for your own personal benefit. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So what does he think about all the stock you have? Because you do have a lot.
Yeah.
Does that ever cause conflict in
No, but I think he quite often, he doesn't really, like I do send him photos every now and then of my piles because I don't think he understands because he doesn't see it because he's at work.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really ask about it. So unless I send him a photo, sometimes I don't think he gets how much I'm selling or how much work that is. And all he sees is the stock, and he'll open it up and he'll go, you know, what's happening with all this stock? And I'm like, well, you don't understand. I'm selling like a quarter of it, like over, you know, like my turnover is like over 60 days. If I've got 2,000 stock, I'm selling like, I don't know, 550 plus parcels. So I'm going through like a quarter of it. So I'm turning it fast, you know, but he doesn't. I'm like, yes, it's there, but I don't know. I just don't think he quite gets it. And I try and get him out on the weekend sometimes to come with me to the thrift shop so that he gets a bit of an idea. But he'll literally just look at a couple of things. He's got no idea. And then he'll sit on the chair and play his phone while I'm He'll come every now and then, he'll look at my basket and he'll say, oh, you've got too much there. And I'll just say, this is nothing. Like, it's nothing. Like, go away. Just go sit down again.
She said, Braun says, show him that PayPal balance and say, talk to the numbers, pal.
Every now and then I show him my 60-day total and I'll go, look what I'm up to. And he'll just be like, well, where is it all? And I'll be like, well, I've paid all the bloody bills, you know.
Right.
Like, but because it goes into a separate account, he doesn't actually even have access to. He doesn't see it, but it's where I pay the school fees from and, you know, other bills from, and he just doesn't see it. So I'm not quite sure where he thinks it all goes because I'm not the type of girl who goes and spends money on myself.
So you're not out getting your nails done and getting massages daily and eating bonbons on the couch. Okay.
I get my hair done every 6 weeks. That's about it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, tell them you spend it on eBay fees. I love Brad and Jazz. They're like, eBay pays for eBay. Sometimes
he buys the beers, Braun. He buys the beers.
Would he ever wear thrifted clothing? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like I've noticed when I make either my oldest son takes them, and my husband and him have been sharing a lot of clothes because they're the same size now. So, yeah, I think done.
Tommy wants to know, how much do you reinvest versus put into bills? Do you have a percentage set up, or is it more week to week on what you need?
Week. I think this year, but what I want to do is I want to start drawing a weekly wage, so that what I hope to do then is if I can draw, I should be able to start drawing about $700 a week, I think, after tax everything now. So if I can start pulling about $700 a week and then letting the rest build up, so then when I have Christmas and stuff like this now, when it's a bit quieter, I can still be drawing that $700 regularly a week because there's more money in the account. So, I mean, that's only for now, but I think my goal is to probably be pulling at least $1,200 a week after tax as an income. Okay.
That's doable for you, I believe.
Yeah. So, and I possibly can pull more than that now, but I'm still reinvesting a lot in and I've been buying, you know, lots of storage and tubs and.
Well, and now's the time to do that. Like, it's like I've made a list. I've got to spend some money for tax purposes. I just do that, you know, and it benefits you. So I'm looking at the things that can help me within my office setting or my business, you know, needs.
I think once you stop having to buy like as much storage and tubs and shelves, then you end up with more money in your pocket coming through. And that's definitely, I'd like to be around that $1,200 to $1,500 a week after tax.
Nice.
So that's kind of a goal. I guess it's more a money goal than a everything like listing goal or how much money I want to earn that kind of full-time proper wage.
Right.
I'm going to put in the full-time hours like a real job. I want to earn like proper money.
There you go. Well, and you've only been doing it less than a year full time, so I think you're doing fantastic. I mean, you definitely motivate me. Going into this year, I'm using people like you in my mind that motivate me to take this a little more serious and make it a proper business rather than just my little side thing I do, you know. So thank you.
I think definitely, like, you're going to put in that amount of hours, you want to be bringing in an income, but I also think that for the first couple of years of business, you've got to be prepared to take less, and you've got to build it up. You can't just earn that money straight away. You just can't.
Well, Mel, there's hardly a business that makes any profit the first 2 years. I mean, anything else you would choose to do as a business is not going to pay any bills for you typically. So I think reselling is something you do get to pull a little bit out from the get-go. So it's brilliant, and it's rare to find something like that. Yeah.
But I'm definitely, I think I'm on par. I really wanted to hit 100,000 in sales for the year from like July to July. Yeah. So that's why I think I'm on par for that. So
good.
That'll be a good goal.
It seems like you use Instagram to kind of keep yourself accountable. Is that what you? Yeah. Okay.
Definitely, I find that it helps motivate me, and I can look back through those photos and go, if I look back around that April mark, I can see I was only posting a few parcels. So to then get to where I am now, and hopefully in another 6 months I'll be even more.
Yeah. Well, do you ever sell hard good items besides, like, do you sell clothing and books? Do you ever mix in other items like hard goods or small appliances or anything like that?
Yeah, so I'm trying that. I've been experimenting with that, and I sell a little bit of media, and I sell some plush toys and games and board games, and I sell a lot of shoes, and I definitely am trying to step out of the comfort zone and look at different things and look at more at the ornaments and
like collectibles, like things that people collect. Yeah.
But I also feel like I don't know, they're not as easy for me. Like with the clothes, it's so quick and easy just to pull out a bag and stick it in a satchel and it's gone. Whereas once you start getting to that other stuff, you've got to wrap it carefully and you've got to box it and storing it. I start to feel like I'm a hoarder. That's when everything in the tubs is neat and organised. But when I just have random stuff sitting on shelves, I feel like a hoarder or something. Yeah. There's definitely money in it, but so there's no point in not exploring it.
Yeah. Do you think you could find enough stuff around there? I don't really. Is Australia? What are you reading? I
was trying to find what I've missed from.
I know. I don't know either. I was trying to find Andrew's question.
Tommy just wrote something, and I was like, "What did I miss, Andrew?"
Hi, Larry. Hi to everybody that's come in. We're just like, we're focused on each other and ignoring the chat as usual. It's the way I roll. Thanks.
I can't see what I missed.
I know. It's fine. Sensible chat. Okay. Hi, Kevin. Anyone that's in here, I really hope you sub to Mel. I know her link has been put in the chat quite a few times, and you haven't put out a video in about a month, but I feel like you're ready to kind of dig a little deeper into your YouTube channel. Is that true? Or
yeah, I definitely want to do more on the YouTube in 2020. I'm definitely, this month's just been crazy. You know, 4 kids, one was finishing school. I had assemblies and formals and graduations, and then just you have to shop for all the kids, and like it's just crazy. So definitely next year I want to do lots of YouTube. But yeah, I'm just trying to work out if I go more down that vlogging side or if I try and do the videos. I find it easier to vlog, I think, because I'm on the go all the time.
Right.
When I make like a proper video, sometimes I spend all day trying to get it right and do it, and then I have to edit it all at night, and it's kind of takes away from the stuff that's meant to be making me money.
Right, exactly. Eric has a question. What things do you do to stay neat and organized? You are pretty neat and organized with your storage, I noticed.
I think you have to when you've got that many items.
Yeah.
Also, we're only renting here at the moment, so.
Okay, you have the tub system in your garage. I've seen it in your videos. It's really organized looking. You put a lot of work into pulling your stock though, because you can't really use shelving and have that much stock in the tub. And I totally get that. You can't. It would take too much space. So you also kind of get a workout when you're pulling your orders, right?
I think I was just talking to Bron and Rod about that yesterday, because a lot of my tubs, like the lids are starting to break and they're cracking, and it's the weight of them all piled on top of each other as the boxes have got more full. So I've got to, if I go to shelving, I'm just not going to fit as many tubs. And if I don't know, I might have to invest in more. What are they talking about?
Andrew's explaining his female crushes, I believe.
Oh, Andrew, stop it.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to either look at maybe buying some better tubs, or I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I think they're all going to crack at some point. I think maybe there's a rubbery or type of material tub that maybe will last you a little longer than ones you have. But you have them in the garage and you have hot weather, correct?
Yep.
So I think your plastic tubs are just going to crack no matter what eventually, right? With that kind of weight and heat.
Yeah, I might just have to keep replacing the odd, because those tubs that I buy, they're only like $5. Whereas if you go up to the more hardy ones, they're like 20 odd bucks, and that just cost a fortune.
Yeah. And I'd heard you mention the black ones that you had, and you wish you hadn't purchased the black ones because you can't see through them. And I remember doing the exact same thing when I first started. I was like, why? It's clear, nice.
I think I originally bought the black ones so that if anybody, family or anyone came to the house and saw them, they wouldn't know. They wouldn't be like, what are those tubs, you know? Whereas then it got to the point where I was like, I don't care.
Right.
You know, whatever, it's in the garage anyway. But at first it was all in my lounge room and I was trying to keep it all hidden, I think, almost. But
well, and you know what? They have like the tubs. They're not clear, but they are heavy duty. They're black and yellow. I know we have them here at we call it Home Depot. It's, you know, the home improvement store. And the tops have like a grid pattern on them. They're heavy duty, but that's going to be heavy for you to lift something like that off of. I mean, these stacks are taller than you. I'm assuming you have to grab a ladder at some point, right?
I don't have to grab a ladder, but they're, I wouldn't want them any taller than they are. So I guess that's a bit of a consideration in how much my stock grows as well. Like I can't really fit that more, but I think like we might have to move. Our landlord told us, you know, about a month ago that he's possibly going to sell this house. So we have to move. So that's a big consideration into me. If I have to move, it needs to be easy to pack up. It needs to be easy for me to keep finding everything during the process of moving. And I think that's part of, I think that keeps you organized. Yeah.
Okay, so Tim, Block 30 fan, has a question. Are there any items that you absolutely avoid in your business and why? Electronics due to testing, fur items due to cruelty, books due to long tail, etc. Well, not books. We know that. You've got a ton of books.
Yeah, we've got about 500 books here. Look, I've decided that I'm going to start avoiding brown pants for men.
Okay, let's hear why.
Cream. I don't know. I guess I sell quite a few of them, but I just don't like photographing them. Quite often I'll get them home and then I notice little stains on them. And I just something about them. They're just like the chino kind of pants. I don't like them. So unless they're
the kind that Andrew wears, that's what you're talking about, right? Okay.
I did buy a pair yesterday because they were Timberlands and they were $2, and I was like, well, I can't really go wrong with them. But
there's always going to be exceptions to everything you set for yourself. Hi, Cara.
Be more choosy, but with that kind of colouring, and I do steer a little bit away from white because I find it a bit of I have to pull out the brown board to photograph all the whites. It doesn't show nicely otherwise with natural light. So I tend to second. I do question a little bit before I put them in my cart, the white and the browns now, I think.
Yeah. Do you look over the clothing you're purchasing pretty detailed? I mean, in the store.
Stuff. Like I still miss stuff, and I just threw out a heap. Like I'd been gathering it in a tub here of stuff that I found that was damaged, which I didn't realize, and I had quite a lot of waste really. So I need to be a bit more careful of that.
It's impossible. I just already know it, for me anyway, to come home and have perfect stuff when you just don't see it when you're there. Their lighting in the stores are different, and you just don't see it. But I think that was another reason I got turned off from clothing a while back. I just got tired of the holes I didn't see, getting the needle out and spending time on stuff. Do you buy electronics by chance?
Not really. No. I've bought a few toys that have make noises, and some of them, I think, no, I don't buy DVD players or any Wii game, like gaming thing. I'll buy the game, but not the actual console. Mm-hmm. And I don't like selling dresses, so I steer away from dresses. They're the last thing I'll look at in the store.
Do you not sell them well? Do they not have a good follow through for you? Or
no, I don't necessarily like dresses, and I just don't gravitate towards them. And then sometimes I just find they look ordinary hanging on the.
Okay. Yeah. See, a dress is one of those things I feel like needs a mannequin. Usually, it really does.
Yeah, I'm just hit and miss with them. So
okay,
buy them if they're cheap enough. And
yeah, like I'm giving up on skirts. Like we all have the thing we can't sell. I'm done with skirts. I'll probably never buy a skirt again unless it's a high designer. Like I just yeah.
Yeah, I love selling skirts. They're so quick and easy and flat made.
Yeah.
Yes, the hero I have on a brown golfing pants.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I don't know. Do you take the time to fix holes, or do you take the time to take the stains out, or do you just donate it, get it out?
Sometimes I'll take the time, and I've got a few items here in a tub that need some buttons sewed on them, and there's a little bit of mending like that, and I don't like doing that kind of stuff. So then really I should just donate it back, because it sits here for ages and ages just gathering, and it's pointless really.
I know. Sometimes I'll take a day and just mend things, and then I go, I just wasted a day. Like it's still a flaw. It's been fixed. I mean, how much can it be worth? Yeah. Oh my gosh. They're all flirting in the chat, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. There's a lot of talk about yellow stains.
Oh my God. No. Okay. So what do you have any goals for this year? I heard you mention that you were going to take a day and go set up some goals like that were realistic. Have you done that yet?
I haven't done it yet. I definitely want to do it in the next couple of days, but I've definitely. I mean, I've got to separate the goals. So I've got YouTube goals. Mm-hmm. So I definitely want to grow the YouTube and become more consistent with that. Consistency with the YouTube, I think, and just really trying to work out that direction of what people want to see from me, because I don't know. I sit there sometimes and I do these random vlogs and I just think I'm just waffling on. That's okay. I don't even know if people want to see that. I don't really get it. I'm like, what?
You'll find what people want to see.
Yeah.
Honestly, by your view numbers, and as you grow, they're gonna let you know what they want from you.
Yep.
Mostly. So you're at 355 right now. I don't know what we started with. I forgot to look.
I think it was only 340 something.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think definitely that. I think definitely I've got to be able to grow the business. I've got to be able to scale up, and it's hard to scale more than I am, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Taco Stacks. Here's a guy that has a crap ton of subs. I don't even know what number he's at. Jeez Louise.
What does he say?
He does curbside pick. I mean, I think that's his main thing is like picking up stuff on curbs. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I definitely, I've got sales goals mainly, I think, for eBay. So, you know, I want to get
and as a mother, you have to set your family goals also. So you've got to, I mean, I try to do it every year too. You've got a lot of things you need to fit, you know, into your day, and to better yourself and to create goals, you have to be so careful because you don't want to be a failure at the end of the day.
They've got to be realistic, and I think you got to get, I think short-term goals work better for me so that I can get them quickly. You know, I've got personal goals, like I want to pay off the debt that we owe with the school fees and like that. I just want to get all that clear so I can start pumping some extra money into my super. Because being stay-at-home mum for so long, I haven't really paid any super. So I need to do that.
Okay, paid any what?
Super, like what do you guys call it? 401.
Okay, I'm like, am I missing something? Yeah, 401k. How do you guys know what we call things and we don't know what you call things? That's crazy.
I don't know. Yeah, 401. Call it superannuation.
Okay.
Super.
Yeah.
So, you know, because I haven't worked for anyone else for 19 years, you know, nobody's paid me any. So I got to start paying it myself, or I'm never going to be able to retire.
Yeah.
And you don't really, I don't think you really think about that till you hit like 40, and then you go, oh shit, I'm getting, excuse me. Then you go, oh, I'm getting old, you know.
I know, it's hard. And then some years you really have to work that last month so hard just to get enough to put any back, you know, on anything, your IRAs or whatever you do. It's so hard, but it's so important. Like I'll do anything just to get money put away every year. I try so hard. No savings account, unfortunately, but I do put away in other ways.
Yeah.
Hey, Glenn. Thanks for coming.
I really need to get fit as well, so I need to get to the gym or something. So
what do you say? You need to get to the gym? I do too. That's the goal I never reach, I swear.
It's last priority for me, and it shouldn't be. I need to make it.
Yeah. Hi, Courtney.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And it's really the most important one. Without your health, like, what do you have? You have nothing. Like, what's the money going to do for you? Nothing.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I was counting on you to have a gym goal set up so you can motivate me there too. No.
I get a gym membership, I don't use it. So I don't know. Maybe I need to find some YouTuber who does like exercise videos so I can just do it here in the lounge room. And
right. The only time I was really into going every day was when I had a personal trainer, and that person would call me in the morning and go, okay, get up, let's go. You know, and then I felt like I had to, because paying isn't always enough to make you go. It's just not, you would think it would be, as frugal as most of us are, but it's not.
And it's expensive to get a personal trainer. Like, I don't know if you are, but here it's really expensive to get a personal trainer on top of your gym membership. So, yeah, that's hard.
What do you do, Tommy? Says he does something. He's starting next week. I don't know. Oh, he's going to be your personal trainer, I think. There you go.
Tommy does YouTube videos, does he? I want to say that.
It's a trap.
We'll do them together, Tommy.
Yeah. That's his hopes.
I love it.
I know. Does anyone have any more questions? I'm like losing my voice so hard right now. I hate it.
Working out with Andrew.
Yeah, that'd be called falling down with Andrew, right?
Can you imagine?
So your husband's a contractor. Do you guys have health insurance there? Is it like, do you have free health care, or do you have to have it through a job?
No, we have free health care here.
Okay, that's good. Because like my husband's a contractor also, and it kind of makes it hard because we have to pay for our own insurance, and it's crazy expensive.
We get it free. We can pay for private cover, but we've got a really good public system here, so we don't really have to pay. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what about school? I know the UK gets like their college paid for until they make but it sounds like you don't get free college there.
No.
Okay.
Oh, you can get free public college.
Yeah.
But yeah, and my son is in free public college at the moment, but the others have kind of gone, he only just moved to the public college this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's private all the way up to then, and the other kids are still all in private, so still paying fees.
Yeah, it's so expensive. It's
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think college is for everybody. So I always encourage here in the United States anyway, for everyone to do a community college the first year and get all the basics out of the way.
So when you say college, you might be meaning like our university.
Oh, okay. Your college is more like your upper class. What do you call it? Like we would call it high school.
Yeah, so our high school is kind of like year 7 to 10, and then college is year 11 to 12, and then you go to uni to study something more specific for like four years.
Okay, I had no idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I've heard Zahira say college. I just thought his daughter went to college early or university early. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so our college is more that kind of 16 to 18-year-old mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is Lisa still here? Lisa, you gave me the crud. I'm blaming you. All right. Any other questions? There's Liz. Hi, Liz. Have you considered paying someone to help you grow your business? That's a great question.
Well, I've started paying someone to clean the house.
That's what I'm getting ready to do, girl.
Nice. That's actually been a huge help because she's coming in every Monday, and like it's forcing me to keep the house a bit tidier. And then Sunday I just make everyone do a bit of an hour of power, and everyone comes in and tidies everything up, and then I go out thrifting and come home and on Monday and the house is nice and clean. So that's definitely been a big help. But yeah,
I don't. That's really smart, actually. Rather than giving up a part of your business, you're giving up a part that's taking away from your business that anybody can do, rather than having to train somebody to do a part of your business. It's very good to do that.
It is hard to work out what would be the first thing to train someone to do in the business, because I think I would be too pedantic with my photos, even though I'm still only roughly shooting them. I think that would be I still think I'd like to take them. I could definitely outsource the editing of them.
How much editing do you end up doing?
Well, I guess because I photograph like with my big camera, I shoot all the images in RAW. So they all need to go into Photoshop and be converted to JPEGs. And yeah, I just fiddle around with the light, the contrast or the lighting or the different things, and then I resize them all so they're proper.
You're taking photos with your camera and not your phone. Okay, so you can't do a 1-to-1 ratio. No.
So then, yeah, I resize them all in Photoshop so they're.
That takes a lot of time editing. Then, like I only take in 1-to-1 ratio, and I just do my best with it there and hope to not edit anything.
Yeah, no, I definitely have to edit. So I could definitely outsource the editing, and I've got a few friends that I could probably, photographer friends, and I could probably talk to about that. I've got one friend, and she had really bad breast cancer, and she kind of hasn't been able to go back to full-time. So she could possibly do that from home for me, just basic editing like that. So it's definitely the editing would be something to look at, I think. Yeah, bulk lot of photographing, pay someone to edit it, and then it's just there ready to list.
Cara is asking, what about shipping? I think that means possibly like, could you hire out shipping? That'd be a scary one for me to hire out, but you have packages that are more consistent, so maybe.
The shipping doesn't take me that long because most of mine go into those satchels, so it's just pretty much like pull them out of the tub, stick a thank you card in them, and post them off. Like I don't find the shipping like it will take me about an hour to do the shipping, but like that's when I've got like a big stack of parcels. If there's more items that need bubble wrapping, books, shoes, then it might take me a bit longer. But yeah.
Bron, you just read my mind. Like, I'm like, get that tribe of kids to work. You know what? It doesn't always work out, but you've probably done a better job with your kids than mine. Like, mine want nothing to do with any of this, and they try so hard to keep out of it. But you could probably hire a couple of your kids to help you with that stuff, huh?
Yeah, I think one of my boys, he sometimes helps pick the orders for me. He just goes to tubs and pulls them off, but he moans and groans a bit, but he will do it if I ask for some help.
Yeah.
My older daughter, she's barely home. She's in and out, and she'll be getting a full-time job this year, so we'll see what happens with her. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I know. I don't get much help. Like, my daughter's helping with inventory.
Yep.
So that's, I mean, to me, I have to have a helper with inventory. My son helped me a little bit with Poshmark this past summer. I actually hired my daughter last year when I was going more full-time, and I fired her. I was like, I wouldn't hire you if you weren't my daughter, so bye. You know, they tend to take advantage of you because, I don't know, we're easier on them maybe. I don't know. But
I have one about my cleaner because, you know, she's charging me only $90 to clean the house for a few hours. So I was like, oh, maybe I could pay her to do something, you know, not as hard labor for her, but she's a nice girl. So I don't know, maybe she'd be somebody that I'd approach later on. But yeah, it's definitely hard because you've got to give up. It's really hard to give up some kind of role when you're the sole person who does a business. It's good if you can. It's definitely the way to scale up, and it's definitely important. It's important to have systems and stuff in place so that if you become sick, you can tell people what to do or somebody can help you. Yeah. So
I know, because when I've done some traveling, you know, I just keep my store going, and then I have to explain to my husband where to find things and how to print a label, and it's annoying. And it's not on him, it's on me. I didn't train anyone, and I don't have anyone to, but you know, so it's maybe better at that point to just shut the store down and not stress everybody out. But it's also nice to not put your store on vacation ever. Yeah. Wow, 70 in here. Thank you, guys. Goodness. So I don't know if the link has gone in lately, but Mel has a great channel on YouTube called BackFromBurnout. And it's Rod's birthday today. I totally forgot. We'll have to send him birthday love.
Is he in here?
I don't know. I don't know. I thought I saw him earlier, but I'm not sure.
Andrew, my cleaner actually went to school with me, so I actually know her since I was in high school.
Yeah, that's great. If you can trust them, that's amazing.
One of those freaky people that likes to clean.
Yeah. So do you guys think you'll ever have an Aussie meetup of resellers? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon for sure. Hopefully this year, maybe later on in mid-year or would be good. But, yeah, I definitely think it'll happen. And I'm definitely planning to fly up and see Braun this year.
Cool.
And stay with her for a weekend.
Nice.
Girls trip.
Yay.
And who knows, maybe Rod or Drew might pop up as well.
Oh, I'm sure I wouldn't miss that. Yeah.
That'd be good. But, yeah, I don't know when. I'll just have to keep my eye out, and I'll just look for some cheap flights and work it around a bit of a quiet time here and yeah, so that'd be good. But definitely I'd love to do a full big Aussie meetup like the guys in the UK just did. Yeah, that'd be so fun.
Well, and it seems like most of the people there are willing to jump on a plane and go wherever, because I feel like you have a smaller community of resellers there, at least on YouTube. Which do you feel like that's true, or do you think there's just a ton of resellers there that we don't know about because they're not on YouTube?
No, I think that It's quite small at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if it grows more over the next year. It will be interesting to see for 2020. But, yeah, I definitely think I still think we get quite a big – I think there's more in the reselling community like on Instagram, and our Facebook group is growing. So I definitely think I think there would be more people come to the meetup than just who do YouTube.
Right.
Yeah, I think we'd get others that would come.
You've done Instagram for a while now. So would you just explain to me, what do you get out of it? I mean, really? I know you get, I don't know, do you sell on Instagram? Do you, I don't know, what does it do for you? I'm really struggling with the whole Instagram thing. I think I'm too old for this.
I don't know what it does. I think I just kind of like that it's the thing with Instagram. I find it a bit more positive than say Facebook.
Okay.
Like if you don't want to, if somebody's too negative, you just don't follow them. Or if they're, like I find that by just sharing a photo, it's more positive. Whereas when you go into Facebook, it's a lot of people just ranting. They just put up a status and it's like a whinge or a rant or. Yeah. There's some people who just continuously do that. But if you have to put up a photo of something, normally it's a photo of something that makes you happy or something that you want to share. So I kind of find that Instagram's more positive, and I guess that's why I like it.
Okay, so it's just for yourself, basically. I mean, really.
Yeah. I don't sell on it. I don't know if that's a viable option down the track, but yeah, it's just more. I just like scrolling through Instagram more. I just find it more positive, and I follow positive people, and yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not the only one. Thanks, Andrew. He just likes it for selfies. I know. I mean, I'm really trying to get it. I'm trying to post stories, and I'm trying. That's all I can do. I just don't see what the end game is there, where I can see where an end game is with YouTube or with a Facebook group or, so I didn't know if I was missing something or if it's just, that's what it is. So I guess that's just all it is. All right. Like a scrapbook.
It's like a scrapbook, but yeah, one of my really good friends, because she moved to UK last year, and she said to me the other day, you're never on Instagram anymore. And I was like, oh, I actually am. You just blocked from my channel, like everyone's blocked, And she's like, I said, well, I don't use my old photography, account anymore. And she's like, well, you need to start up another one. And I'm thinking, oh God, I don't have time for another one. Like one for me, but I still just kind of have that separate, like my friends and that, none of them know about it. It's all everyone.
I have 2 other Instagram accounts, and I don't even know what they're called. Like, I don't even remember. I haven't touched them in so long. I know one was a chef business and one was just a personal, and I don't know how to get there. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I have Facebook pages like that too. It's like I've moved on. I'm just leaving that all behind. I think a lot of resellers do that. They just leave some things behind and move forward. I think that's something we all have in common, and it's good.
I think my Facebook page is more about my real life, and my family and my friends and what we do. I don't really post anything on there about reselling, and I don't like to spam people I know with stuff that they're not interested in.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So you're never on Instagram. He says he's always flexing on the gram. Yeah. I don't think so. Braun, she does. She deletes those social medias. I think it's important to step back from social media, but I think once you've built social media into a business, you can't step back. Like, you can step back from the personal side of it, but not the business side of it.
Yeah. I agree. Totally agree.
Yeah.
I think that was one thing with the photography as well. I found that really draining with the Facebook business page, because you had to, like, you'd put up photos and then you'd be waiting for people to like them or share them or comment. And if you put up a photo and if it didn't get a comment or a like, it would make you feel like you'd done something wrong, or that becomes a vicious circle as well with social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know it's good for marketing, you know, anything's good for marketing and all of that, but I don't know. I just think there's other ways to drive traffic unless I were going to sell on Instagram, which is always a possibility. You could do that. You know, I just haven't set anything up for that or put plans in the near future for that. So I don't know. Thanks for explaining it though. It seems like the young kids need it. So I just feel like I'm out of place. I don't know.
Young kids more use Snapchat. I know my kids more use Snapchat than anything else, but yeah, they love that.
I know. I always forget I have Snapchat. I'll go like strong on it for a week and then forget I have it.
I've got about 6 friends on Snapchat. Like it's pretty much just the kids and a couple of others. Yeah.
I don't really get that one so much either. So I don't know. I think the world is passing me by. Oh, well, that's fine. I'll just stay over here on YouTube and eBay. I'll work it out with myself.
It's so funny because if somebody had said to me a year ago, oh, you're going to be on YouTube, you'll just start up a YouTube channel and stuff, I would have just laughed and laughed. That was the funniest thing. One of my kids used to say to me, oh, I'm going to be a full-time YouTuber. And I just used to think, how ridiculous, you know. And now I'm sitting there going, well, there's actually money to be made in that. If, you know, some of these, the highest making YouTuber just was an 8-year-old kid. He made like 25 million.
Yeah, you can definitely make a ton of money. I think in the reselling genre, a few can make good money.
Yep.
I don't know how big that group is going to be of people that can make that much money in the reseller world. But the goal, and Tommy and I talk about all the time, the goal is to reach the outside world also of YouTube, because that's where you can really grow. People like Taco Stacks that's been in here. You know, I think his channel is a good example of people watch him that aren't in the reselling community as well, right?
Yep.
And Steve and Steph, the Resell Killers, if you've heard of them, like I think their channel spreads out to a lot of different types of people, where if you're just reselling, you're just eBay or Amazon, I think there's a limit of your followers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I think that's why I originally thought I would talk more about general mum life and just managing other stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I got to kind of, I think I've got to do that a bit of trial and error, like just post more so I can get a feel of what people want to see from me and what I've got to offer, I guess.
Yeah, it's weird because like I said earlier, they're going to tell you. I'm like, I'm not even planning it very much anymore. I'm just going to go with what's working. I see what gets views on my channel, and so far it's what sold videos is what people seem to like. So I'll keep doing those for sure. And I think the live streams that Tommy and I do are fun. And, you know, so it can always change. You know, that's the great thing is it doesn't have to stay the same. Just go with what your viewers want.
I think the thing with the lives is you get to know people on a different level. So like it's different watching one of your lives, say, than watching you do one of your staged videos. You know, you see a different side to you. And I think that's been the best thing about your channel with Tommy is that we know each other on a whole different level. Like everybody now feels like actual friends, and like yeah, I think that's really helped me enjoy the YouTube and want to do more of it. And you know, yeah, just the people that we've met. I think it's channels like yours that have brought that together.
Yeah. I don't know how it happened even. Like we look back and we're like, how'd this happen? I don't even know. It just was meant to be, I guess. I think we have a nice community, and what has happened in 2019 is special. Like it's really cool, and it makes me excited to see where that can go. I don't know. It's crazy. Like we're gonna try morning shows. How crazy is that? What?
Yeah. When you said that yesterday, I was like, no, I hope they're not getting rid of the night shows. They're so fun.
Never. No.
So your morning shows will be what time for us, I guess? I can't work out the time.
No, I think the morning shows will be bad for you, won't they? Oh, here we go again. No, I can't talk. The times is too hard. No, I think it's like 1 a.m. or something.
Okay.
It would. So it just depends when.
I'll just watch it. I'll just watch it late on the headphones as I'm working.
Yeah, like the night shows have to stay, in my opinion. I mean, I think Tommy feels the same. We have to keep those.
Yep.
But it's been so, like, I feel like I know you, Mel. Like, you came on, and this is the first time we've really talked, okay? And I feel like I know you. I wish I felt better and had more energy for you, because this isn't really how I planned it. But hell no, I was not going to cancel this. But
Yeah.
I hope we can do it again, too, when I'm feeling better, because and that's another thing. Like, I would never edit and post a video on YouTube feeling like this, but I'm not afraid to come on here live feeling like that. Like, for some reason, I feel safe anyway. I don't know, but I would feel like an idiot if I recorded something, edited it, and then put it out with a voice like this or with sniffles or whatever, you know. So I think the live shows are really where you make friends and connections.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I just feel like I've met so many cool people this year, and become friends with, you know, so many, and it's good. I really got a lot from YouTube this year.
Yeah, and it's fun to pop on so many videos. Like, I've been on so many people. I'm looking back at the year and looking at how many channels I've had the pleasure of being on, and it's incredible. Like, people are very open, and they just want to get to know you. So, and you've done the same. I've seen you on quite a few, and I think it's time you branch out to the U.S. a little.
Get onto your channel.
Is this your first time in the U.S.?
Yeah, I think so. There you go. First time.
I think
I've really been on Brad's channel, Andrew's channel, and Rod's.
Okay. Andrew's. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I took your virginity before Tommy did.
Poor Tommy.
I know. I had to rethink that last time. Like, no, she can't come on here. That would be like, no. I had this booked for like a week.
I know, because every time Tommy says that, you'll say, "Come on, Mel," and I'll be sitting here like, no makeup, hair hasn't been washed for 3 days, or I'm still packing orders, or I'm like, or I've got kids in the lounge room, or I just can't do it, you know, especially through December, because they all finish school. The bigger kids finish school really early, so I feel like I haven't had any time alone. Like, I've been surrounded by people, and I kind of, when you work for yourself, you start to miss that time alone.
I know.
Yep.
Yeah. And like, summers are hard for me because I like the house to myself, and now we've got, you know, the Christmas break, and I'm like, God, I can't wait for them to go back. Even though it's literally I have one that goes to school still, and that's enough. It's still not the house to myself. It's different.
It is different. It's totally different. But even now, it's nice. I've sent them all. They all went to watch a movie. They went to the movies, and I was like, go to the house for a while, you know. And it feels good to have some quiet time.
What movie?
I think they were going to see Jumanji. Is that it? Jumanji, or
okay.
I don't know.
I haven't seen that one yet. I heard it was good.
Yeah. So yes, who's got a big Bron?
Huh?
Is Bron having a beer now?
Ah, looks like it. I know. I wish I was like, well, Mel and I can't drink because it's like 10 a.m. for her, and I'm on medication. So we're going to have to get together and drink sometime.
Oh, definitely. I would like to.
But not too much, because we already know how that ends. It's not good.
Yeah, I think a drinking session on YouTube would be fun, but
I know, it's so embarrassing, though. It really is. I don't know. She's talking about you. You're always a beer in hand, bra off. Same as me. Yeah, bra is always off if you're in the house.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited, and I'm really excited to see you go to Braun. I think you guys should make some good videos of thrifting and just hanging out. I think that would be wonderful.
Bron and I might do one in her. She's got a new spa or something. Is it a spa or a sauna or something in her backyard? Jacuzzi.
Okay, yeah.
We can go live from the jacuzzi with our.
There you go. That's brave of you. I don't know. So many times this past summer, I'm like, I'm going to go live from the pool. We don't have a hot tub, but we have a pool. And I'm like, no. Who knows what's going to happen? No way. No. Leave a little something to the imagination. That's always good. I'm reading it for all the men right now. I know. Yeah. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up because I'm really getting to the point I can't talk anymore. But I so appreciate it, Bron. Is there anything you'd like to say, like anything you have coming up on your channel soon, or anything you'd like to plug? You've got your Instagram that is BackFromBurnout. Is that in your description in your videos?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I put it in there. I'm still trying to work out those videos and learn as I go, so hopefully they'll get a bit better. Yeah, no, I don't really have anything coming up before the end of the year. I think there's definitely a video I want to do, like a thank you video, and I still need to do my 19 questions that I was tagged in from Tommy, and also KLC.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tagged twice, so I've got to do that video. And yeah, I think next year I'll just get in early in January and get going and see how the YouTube flows.
Yeah. Well, anyone that's newly subbed to Mel, please pop over and watch some of her videos and leave her a comment. Tell her where you came from. And comments always help the videos get found and search. And leaving the thumbs up is always a bonus. And let's just keep following Mel and see what happens in her career. I love it.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, everyone, for coming. I'm sorry I'm so out of it. It wasn't planned this way, but I appreciate all of you being here. It was really incredible.
I look like so washed out and pale in this light.
You don't sound like me.
This pale.
Bye, guys. Okay, we're ending broadcast.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thanks, Tracy.